honored, and I'm also more honored that because, you know, what we're talking about is so important and so meaningful that we're able to have this much anticipation and so many people want to go see it. It's based on a beautiful, really important book, and it's about a young woman named Lily who confronts the...
Colleen Hoover, once celebrated as one of the most influential voices in contemporary publishing, is now caught in the middle of a controversy that's shaking both the literary world and Hollywood to its core. What began as excitement around the film adaptation of her best-selling novel It Ends With Us has spiraled into a legal and cultural storm that few saw coming. The center of the chaos is Justin Baldoni, actor, filmmaker, and the driving force behind the adaptation, who has reportedly filed a staggering $100 million lawsuit against Blake Lively. His claim that her highly public and critical remarks about the production were not only reckless but damaging to the film's reputation and marketability. Sources suggest Baldoni's legal team has gathered extensive evidence, ranging from contracts and correspondence to behind-the-scenes recordings, which they argue will show that Lively distorted key facts. If proven, it could be a career-defining blow, altering the trajectory of multiple high-profile names, but the ripple effects don't stop there. Hoover herself is now under intense scrutiny. Her silence in the early stages of the scandal, followed by what many saw as subtle support of Lively's statements, has left her fanbase bitterly divided. Some accuse her of enabling the narrative against Baldoni, while others feel betrayed by what they perceive as her refusal to defend the truth. For an author who built her brand on emotional authenticity and reader trust, the backlash has been fierce. Calls for boycotts of her books are gaining momentum, and whispers in publishing circles suggest her once untouchable reputation may never fully recover. Insiders warn that Hoover's alignment, intentional or not, may have amplified Lively's claims, making them appear more credible in the public eye. That only deepens the stakes for Baldoni, who is reportedly preparing to reveal every detail in court. If that happens, Hoover could be pulled directly into the legal spotlight, raising questions about her role and what she knew during contract negotiations. Adding fuel to the fire, rumors now hint that Hoover's own legal advisors are preparing a counterclaim, possibly alleging that she herself was misled about aspects of the production. If she can substantiate that, it could shift the entire narrative, throwing the case into even murkier legal territory. Meanwhile, the It Ends With Us fandom, a community once bound together by devotion to Hoover's work, is fracturing in real time. Social media threads, TikTok breakdowns, and book clubs are filled with heated debates. Some longtime fans refuse to abandon the author, while others say they'll never support her again. This cultural split has turned into a spectacle, fueling speculation and conspiracy theories that only intensify the already volatile climate. Legal experts point out that the ultimate outcome depends on the strength of the evidence, whether Baldoni can prove his claims against Lively, or whether Hoover can demonstrate she was misled herself. Either way, the fallout is monumental. This isn't simply a lawsuit, it's a collision of reputations, careers, and public trust. For Hoover, the stakes are especially high. Her sales could plummet under the weight of backlash or paradoxically skyrocket from the sheer volume of publicity. What started as a dream partnership between an adored novelist and Hollywood talent has become one of the most dramatic scandals in entertainment memory. And with a court date looming, the industry is holding its breath. The question now is whether Hoover can salvage her image or whether the storm will reveal fractures that can never be repaired. Because one thing is undeniable, this saga is only just beginning, and the next revelation could change everything.
So all along, when we thought maybe Blake wanted the rights, I mean, she might end up being the director, right? But in all utter reality, maybe Colleen Hoover did not want to give up her rights to the second film.
I mean, honestly, the way that I get into a character is through their style. So it was more about who Lily is that was so fascinating.
Blake Lively's approach to playing the lead in It Ends With Us, focusing more on fashion choices and outward style than on the novel itself, sparked immediate concern among fans and insiders alike. For a story as deeply personal and emotionally raw as Colleen Hoover's bestseller, the perception that the star may not have engaged meaningfully with the source material quickly set off alarm bells. And while Hollywood has never been short on drama, this particular controversy carries the potential to unravel the entire adaptation, with studio executives reportedly fearing a financial and reputational disaster. The tension intensified when rumors circulated that Lively hadn't even read the book in full. Leaked emails and texts seemed to support that suspicion, hinting at only a shallow level of engagement with the story she was meant to embody. That revelation, if true, explains the deep frustration building behind the scenes for Justin Baldoni. For years, Baldoni had positioned himself as the project's guardian, promising to protect Hoover's themes of survival, resilience, and love from being watered down. The idea that he would even consider legal action underscored just how badly things had gone off track. What made the situation worse was Hoover's own silence. At the exact moment her readers wanted reassurance, she remained quiet only to later appear aligned with Lively, the very actress fans accused of neglecting the heart of the book. To many, it looked like Hoover had turned her back on Baldoni's vision and on the authenticity that first endeared her to millions. The backlash was swift and merciless. Fans openly questioned whether she had traded honesty for Hollywood glamour. Then, her sudden disappearance from Instagram, her primary outlet to connect with readers, fueled speculation that she was retreating from accountability, or worse, deliberately distancing herself from the uproar as debates raged online. Older controversies resurfaced, including the widely criticized It Ends With Us coloring book. Critics revisited her past interviews and dissected every word, asking whether Hoover had slowly drifted away from the very truths her readers cherished. Was she genuinely persuaded by Lively's interpretation, or had she been swept up in the lure of Hollywood's validation? Meanwhile, Baldoni's public determination to preserve the soul of the story stood in sharp contrast to Hoover's perceived compromise, casting him as the last defender of authenticity and her as complicit in letting that authenticity fade. The fandom split almost overnight. Some remained loyal, defending Hoover's choices as the difficult reality of working with Hollywood. Others condemned her for selling out, convinced she had allowed her most personal work to be reshaped into something shallow. With the controversy only escalating, whispers began circulating that the entire production could be shelved if the PR and legal fallout continued unchecked. For fans, that scenario would be devastating. For Hoover, it could cement her fall from grace, as her role in the chaos, whether passive or deliberate, was becoming impossible to overlook. And just when the storm reached its peak, Hoover's Instagram vanished entirely. The blackout sent her fandom into chaos. Twitter and TikTok lit up with hashtags like #TeamJustin, #TeamBlake, and #ColleenCancel. Some insisted the disappearance was a calculated PR maneuver to escape the backlash. Others saw it as undeniable proof that she had lost her credibility, especially after publicly standing with Lively despite whispers that the actress might be reshaping the story beyond recognition. Then came an unexpected twist. Ryan Reynolds, usually quick with his trademark humor online, stayed completely silent. For someone known as Hollywood's king of witty commentary, his refusal to weigh in only added to the intrigue, leaving fans desperate to decode his absence. Meanwhile, TikTok sleuths dove headfirst into leaked conversations, revisited Hoover's past statements, and pieced together every rumor in search of answers. What emerged wasn't just a scandal about one movie, it raised a larger question about Hoover's career itself. Had she finally lost touch with the audience that built her success? Or was her silence a deliberate retreat, setting the stage for a calculated comeback? What's certain is this: adapting It Ends With Us has proven far more complicated, risky, and divisive than anyone expected. What began as a dream opportunity to bring a beloved novel to the screen has exploded into one of the most unpredictable cultural firestorms in recent memory. And as the dust settles, fans are left wondering if the story ended before the cameras even started rolling.
He was, after I gave birth, he was like, oh my gosh, if I lost you and I, went to the park with our 3 kids, I mean, think of the ladies I can.
She sort of like pretends to play with her. So like in the beginning our oldest is like loving on her and she's like very maternal. And then our middle daughter is just like